3, 2, 1. What's going on, everyone? You're watching Ash on Comics, and I left my fan on, so I'm going to start this over. Hold on. Three, two, one. What's going on, everyone? Have a helping. I can't even say it right. Have a happy helping of Deja Vu. Welcome to Ash on Comics. It is Thursday, sometime in March 2021. You guys are the remaining, what's left of the human race after the COVID-19 pandemic that decimated the earth. Grandchildren will talk about you as survivors. Hopefully you're all doing well. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just like to make up shit. Thanks for being here. We're doing Jupiter's Legacy tonight. This is part 2. We've done the first 2 issues of a 5-part story. So we're going to be starting on issue 3 tonight. This is by Mark Millar and Frank Quitely. It is a kind of a more dark take of superheroes. Some people have compared it to The Boys. I don't know if that's a fair take, but I mean, there's some similarities. It's just got some of that more grittiness, real world issues going on. It's, as far as I can tell, it's really the story of rich, kind of like the entitled offspring of, it's kind of like an analogy to the entitled offspring of rich people, people that didn't have to earn it. It's the ones that their kids, they grow up spoiled, like Paris Hilton type people. That seems to be what this book is about, kind of the theme of this. And and we'll see where this goes. I've heard a lot of good things. Our boy Zach, who's one of the guys that got me back into comics. I know I mention him a lot. If you guys are wondering, why does Ash mention Zach all the time? Honestly, I like his channel. He's one that inspired me to get back into comics. I don't agree with everything he says, but I do generally share a similar mindset to him. Tonight's story time has been brought to you by Rip It Energy Fuel. I'm drinking my second one, actually, because holy damn. Last night we did a hangout stream. I hope you guys got to catch it. I had some good people on there. Let's see, who do we have? We had Zach Richards on there. We had everyone's favorite Skipintosh. We even had RDV crashed the channel without RSVPing or anything. He just showed up. Kind of like that dude who sleeps on the couch and... what was the name of that movie? Damn it, he's always talking about it too. It's this stoner movie. Anyways, you know what I'm talking about. And God, just blankets. Getting old sucks. And then we also had Joe Corallo on. People like that. We had a good discussion. Different things. So it was a fun stream. I really got to enjoy it. Hopefully you guys got to. I had a couple of beers. Stayed up all night. Ended up even after the stream talking with people on Discord. Then I had to work. And I've been dragging ass all day. And then I had to make dinner. And I made dinner tonight. And I make this super rich beef stroganoff that just put me into a food coma. And I still have work to do. I haven't finished my day's work. And I was like falling asleep. And my buddy who I roommate with, he's like comes by my bedroom, got my door open. I'm like kind of nodding off. He's like, dude. He's like, I thought you had work to do and stuff. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, woke me up. So yeah, here I am. But I've already had one energy drink, and now I'm shooting up another one. So if I have a heart attack on stream, don't be alarmed. I guess be alarmed. That'd be a problem if I did. I don't think I'll have come to that. But let's see who's in the chat. We got Melissa Harris. Surprised to no one that she's first. Welcome, Melissa. Ronnie is second. And she says she's waiting to see what happens next with the legacy. Ed Brewer's in the house. He's accusing me of being a diva and making people wait. I'm sorry for making you guys wait. I really do try to start this on time. I put a 10:10 start time tonight because I wanted to reboot my computer after using it all day and stuff and make sure it's the smoothest stream possible. But then it's just an old machine, and it's a good machine. It's a good machine, man. It even has a 3D monitor. I love this laptop. It's yeah. Anyways, I don't know why they stopped making 3D TVs and 3D monitors and stuff. Remember that was all the rage? They stopped making them. You can't buy 3D TVs anymore and stuff. I was like, why? I want one. I love this thing. I mean, it's only a 17. It's a 17-inch laptop. You know, I could watch 3D on it, but only on it. Like, I don't know. Anyways, you don't care. Let's see. Good evening, Ash, Ed, Eric, and Dragon Majesty, says Marania. Oh, Dragon Majesty's here. Good to see you, buddy. He says, I don't even try to beat Melissa anymore. Well, you shouldn't give up, man. You guys, it just takes a little bit of effort. Eric says, did I go deaf or did the music stop? I'll give that a 50-50 on that. That's a tough one. It's equally likely that either option could have been the case. Eric Breen says, Ash has a fan. Yes, I do have one fan. Ed Brewer says, canned beer again? No, as you found out, it's... But yes, I drink a lot more canned beer than I used to. And I've explained this before. Some of the canned beers, they aren't the crap that they used to be because they have the technology that they can line the cans so you don't get the weird taste. Not all of them. I don't think you're going to get that in like Coors or something, but the Stellas are pretty good. And it has that effect for the stream when you crack the, you know, when I just pop a bottle, you can't hear it. So, you know, whatever. And also I get them at a discount at the grocery store. They'll have like a sale periodically where it's like $10 for a 12-pack. You know, if you pay like $25. So when I do a grocery shopping trip and I, you know, spending a ton of money on groceries, it's like, I don't care. It's cans. It's fine. I got some in bottles. My Sam Adams are in bottles. I have some Corona Familiars in bottles. I got a bunch of different beers. That's weird. I keep buying them whenever on sale. I just buy them, and then I don't drink them that fast, so whatever. Let's see. Dominic's here. He's saying hello to Marania. Apparently not to me. Thanks, Dominic. I'm here too. Hello. Ed says Pineapple Express for some reason. Whatever that. Ash on heart attack. Evil Dead 4, no Ash. Want work in the 2013 version. Sucked at missing at what? No Evil Dead 4, no Ash. Want work. I don't know what you're talking. Are you talking about the remake? That Evil Dead? That wasn't. Yeah, that was like a whole remake. It wasn't. Yeah, wasn't an Ash thing. I consider Evil Dead 4 the Stars TV series. Ash DC Comics Force gay pandering with Harley Quinn in the name only. Wait, gay pandering with Harley Quinn in name only and Alan Scott in name only. I suppose. Yeah, I mean, DC's characters. I guess they can do whatever they want with them. I have a combo DVD set for First Avenger, which includes a 3D disc. Cool. How are you gonna watch it? Man, 3D. You can get 3D TVs like used and stuff. Holy crap, they are expensive as F. Oh my god. And they're not even like 4K TVs. But that's the only way you can get 3D. This Rip It energy drink is pretty good. And it's only $1. $1 make you holla. All right. Tonight, I was talking about Jupiter's Legacy. Are you guys enjoying it? I think Marani was enjoying it. A couple of you people sound like it's catching your attention. I believe this cover here seems a bit of a spoiler. This has not happened yet. I hope that there's some misdirection here. I don't like it when things are just outright spoiled, but we'll see where it goes. I trust Mark Millar. He's hasn't really ever let me down before. Yeah. Let's see. Dun dun dun. Let us go over to the digital comics. Oh, I forgot to start the timer. Yeah, that's right. I gotta do that. There you go. You heard it. So, if you're wondering, some of you might be wondering why you got a stupid timer. This whole stream is about me reading comics, but also just kind of hanging out and talking. Some people have invites to come join on and talk, although most people don't seem to take up that invite these days. If you want to join and you haven't had an invite, just let me know. We can see if we can work something out. I do like just talking comics. Part of it is like a hangout, chill, talk about things, but it's also to get people to come in, not to start doing the comic right away, because then you're going to miss stuff, potentially, if you show up a little late. But sometimes I run over, so the timer kind of keeps me in check. So 30 minutes, we will be reading the comic. Let's see. I'm going to see what's on sale. Looks like Comixology's having a big sale on Kelly Thompson. She's a hot commodity in the comics world. Her comics just fly off the shelves. People can't get enough Kelly Thompson comics. I can tell you, her A-Force is, just work of legend. No one can stop talking about A-Force and how great it is. Then of course we've got, Captain Marvel. It's so good. I think it's on its 14th reboot. They just have to just keep rebooting it because it's just so good. And no one, I think, has done more reboots for Captain Marvel than Kelly Thompson, so she must be the best. And then, of course, who can forget her fabulous Hawkeye with the, the all better in every way woman Hawkeye. I mean, look, even here, Comicsverse, Marvel's finest new series. So, I mean, just come on, look at this cover. Soak it in. Obviously, this is superhero comics at its best. If you haven't read Kelly Thompson comics, well, then you just probably aren't a comic fan. And, of course, who can forget Mr. and Mrs. X? Just the fantastic story of Rogue and Gambit and their marital adventures that sell so well that it's still running today. Wait, is it? It's not running today. Why would that be? And then, of course, who can forget Star? I mean, she's the helm of this new character. Star is one of the greatest new characters in the Marvel Universe that people can't get enough of. And West Coast Avengers. Who could forget her fantastic reinvention of the West Coast Avengers? Now, Wanda, Scarlet Witch, Vision, Hawkeye, original Hawkeye, dumb white man Hawkeye. Who else was on? I think Wonder Man was part of the original West Coast Avengers. All these boring characters that you don't want, right? Just no. Now we've got 2 Hawkeyes. Yes, this West Coast Avengers, they thought it would be great if they had 2 characters with the same name on it, because that makes sense. And then Gwenpool, and we got Quentin Quire, everyone's favorite mutant, and then Token, effeminate blackmail. That'd be a good name for a character. Blackmail, like, get it? This was amazing, and of course, and then America Chavez. Can't forget her. I just, riding a scooter as the Avengers Mobile. It was this great scooter. Look, it's even got a logo on there. Just fantastic. And they redid the trade dress so that it will look like graffiti, because these guys are just way cool. And here we go, Newsrama. Thompson and Caselli will make you a true believer. I mean, just look at this greatness. This is comics like, you know, your grandpa was reading comics with, big explosions and fighting and stuff. No, that was dumb. Look at what we really want, and what Kelly understands is these camera shots of just sitting in front of a camera and having people walk around eating food and talking snarky. That's what's great. And then of course, shark guys. It's if you didn't read West Coast Avengers, then I mean you probably have some of your sanity left. What other great stuff can we get on? And this is on sale. You're never gonna be able to probably get this stuff at such a great bargain ever again. Because Kelly Thompson, I gotta tell you, it's just the best. So here you go. This is what I do. I like to show people about deals that they might be missing. If they missed out on something, I want you to save money. And I can't read all the comics to you. I can read some of them, but I can point you in the direction to where you can get great comics. And speaking of great comics, look, we got Marvel Empire sale. Did you miss out on one of the greatest events in Marvel history, Empire? The event that people can't stop talking about? Well, here it is. You can catch up now for pennies on the dollar. You can buy whole trade paperbacks for less than the price of a single issue. Marvel is super generous to give you books at this price because they all know that you really are happy paying $4.99 an issue. So, I mean, $2.50 for a trade paperback. Look at this Fantastic Four cover. What the hell? What the hell is this? They got rid of just I can't even. Here we go. Get you some Empire. There was a lot of issues, and I mean it in the literal sense, like a lot of physical issues with Empire. And you may not have been able to get them all at once, but now you can buy them all. 37 items. Look at that. You can get them all super cheap. What else we got? Viz. No one cares about Viz. Who buys Viz? Manga. Pff, that's a fad that's going to die in a couple weeks, I'm sure. Cinebook. Oh, that's European comic. No one cares about European comics. So more of this dumb manga stuff that no one actually buys. Oh, Wonderful Women of DC sale. In case you didn't know, it was Women's Day recently. And no, I don't mean Valentine's Day. I mean the other Women's Day. No, not Mother's Day. The other Women's Day. What the hell are we talking about? Every day is Women's Day. Here you go. You get a sale. And, oh, look at how cutesy this is. What is this all about? Anti-hero? All right. I don't know anything about it. I'm not gonna say anything. That could be a comic for you. But lots of Batgirl right here. You can get all sorts of good Batgirl. Here's the one that actually I would recommend in all seriousness, no joking aside. This is a Batgirl and Robin Year One. It's not actually Batgirl and Robin Year One. It's two books. Batgirl Year One and Robin Year One. I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. Yeah, it's the double. Okay, I just want to double check. 421 pages. So I got Robin Year One, and I don't like Robin, but our boy Sergeant Bats recommended this a long time ago. We did it on the Ash and Bat show. Written by Chuck Dixon. Really, really good. And then I was told that Batgirl Year One was kind of like the spiritual sequel to it. And then I should read that too. And I was like, oh, okay, great. And I didn't know it was in a single book. I could have just bought one for the price. So I would get this. If you're going to want to read either story, you might as well get this double one. Like I said, 421 pages. Robin Year One was extraordinary. Even if you're not a Robin fan like me, like I was not a Robin. I was like, Robin. This sold me on Robin. I was like, okay, I'm down now. I'm down with the Dick. I like me some Dick now. That was a joke. That's a play. That's what we call play on words, kids. Let's see. Dark Horse video game sale. Okay. If you a bunch of video games is either I've never heard of these video games, or it's Anthem and it's like the biggest failure in video game history. It's like Dark Horse women in comics sale. Look at this. Remember in comics like featured characters that you wanted to be like? What the hell is this shit? Apparently I found out that March is Women's History Month. We have Black History Month in February. I guess March now is designated as Women's History Month. I'm guessing every month is going to be designated as some sort of marginalized group and be their month. I'm wondering which month we're going to give to the LGBTQ history. I'm guessing we're going to need a special one for trans. We'll probably need like a Hispanic History Month. There's only 12 months to go around, so oh hey, Blade Runner. Here's something good. This is serious. I'm not, no sarcasm here. Blade Runner, really good. Small press women's history sale. Look at this. It's like everyone's recognizing the women's history. I don't know what the whole history thing, like Black history, women's history. I get it if you're actually selling me something that's telling me history so I can learn something, but it's really not. It's become more of like promotion. They should just call it Black Promotion Month or Women's Promotion Month or propping up Women's Month. What is look, guess what? Women are able to make comics. Who knew? Who knew that they had freedom in society and could achieve everything that a man could achieve? Who knew? Whatever. I'm sorry. I'm getting all cranky again. IDW Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles graphic novel sale. Okay, if you like turtles, there you go. Get some turtles. Get your turtles on. James Bond stuff, Dynamite. So not a lot of good stuff on sale. I have to apologize. But there you go. You are now educated. I have now educated you. And if there was something you wanted to save some money on digitally, you could. Just nothing good. Here's my books. This is a peek into my library there. We are on chapter 3. We'll be getting to that soon. I guess I'll just load that up. I should probably see what you guys are talking about. This is, I got 2 sons, Jake and Matt, and 2 stepsons, Matt's half-brothers, Jason and Brandon. Oh. You know, I always wondered what it'd be like. You don't see it too often, but I guess it could happen. Like when people remarry and they have kids, so you get like stepkids. But what if you're like, your new spouse had kids and they had like the same name? Like, what if you had kids, like 2 sons, Jake and Matt, and then you married a guy who also had 2 sons, Jake and Matt? Wouldn't that be weird? Like, I don't ever see it. It always seems to be like, you know, work out, like the names are different. I'm sure somewhere it's happened, though. I just never have encountered it. I don't know why I'm thinking about that right now, but I am. Let's see. Original West Coast Avengers didn't have America Chavez. Advantage, Kelly Thompson. See? Yeah. And it didn't have the superior Hawkeye. It just had old, stupid, straight white male Hawkeye. I read that Empire tie-in issue of Fantastic Four. It sucked. Spoiler, Empire sucked too. The main Empire book sucked. Anime and manga are cool, says Melissa. Oh, you're just caught up in the fad. Lord is in the house. What's up, Lord? How you doing? Good to see you. Ronnie is warning me about phrasing. What? Did I say something wrong? Let's see. Lord says sound boring. Well, thanks, Lord. I like you too. I'm doing my best to entertain you. I apologize that I am not living up to your expectations of me. Ash, go do something fun. Oh, all right. Well, I guess we'll end this stream. And I'm just kidding. Ed says women have been around for all of human history. What? No, come on. That can't be true. Dragon Magic, I actually like those Dynamite Bond comics. Do you really? I don't believe you. I think you like some of them. Let me see. Which is the one I was looking at? Give me a second here. Did you like this one? The Jody Hauser. Look at that. Yeah, it's all new woke Bond. Moneypenny proves she's not some damsel in distress, but one serious ass-kicking agent. Oh yeah, the power of woman. I bet you that was your favorite one, wasn't it, Ed? I bet it was. What else? What was the other one that I heard of? That was like Vita Ayala, I think, did one of these that was just like supposed to be legendarily atrocious. I don't know why I'm giving these attention. I have heard some of these are good, like the early ones, like Varger and Eidolon. I did actually hear, yeah, go with Warren Ellis, right? So that makes sense. I would read Warren Ellis like that. Who did this one? That's got a cool little yin yang and a dragon. Oh, Greg Pak. Of course. Get it? Because Greg Pak is Asian. We always have to be reminded how Asian Greg Pak is. Yeah. What was it? Is it The Body? Oh, Alice Cott. Was this the one you liked, Ed? Alice Cott? I bet you this is the one you really liked. Let's see. Oh, Warren Ellis. So Warren Ellis. I bet you read the Warren Ellis. In all seriousness, I bet you read the Warren Ellis ones, and they were pretty good. And I don't have too much doubt of that. But Warren Ellis is talented. He's a white male. He is now canceled. He will not be doing any more comics. So, let's see. Lord says, I'm not here for some month history, says Lord. Well, I got news for you. You are. It's Women's History Month, and you're going to take it and like it, even if you don't like it. So there. Meh. Dragon Matchy says, yeah, I liked Warren Ellis. He did the first volume of them. So there you go, Dragon. I haven't read the Moneypenny one. And it's probably a good idea. It's one of those things like, you look at a light socket that's empty and you go, I kind of want to stick my finger in that. And then you go, maybe I won't. And then that's probably the good idea. Like, because you don't know if the lamp is on or not. And maybe sticking your finger in there to check is probably not the best idea, right? Just like reading that Moneypenny, it's probably just best to leave that alone. It's possible there could be, maybe, but it's not worth it really. Melissa says Planet Hulk and WW Hulk. I couldn't finish WW Hulk. It wasn't really bad. It just was there. I think it's because I read Planet Hulk first, and Planet Hulk is legit good. Legit. If you have not read Planet Hulk and you like superhero books, but maybe you're like, Hulk's never done it for me. He's kind of a boring, dumb character. Read Planet Hulk. I think Planet Hulk is one of those, it's the exception to the rule. It's the kind of book that even people who don't like the character will like. It's legit good. Let's see. Give the phone to my sister to watch this comics. Give the phone to your sister? What are you talking about? All right. I don't know why I'm still here. I have nothing else to really talk about. And I got 9 minutes on the timer. I can't start reading until there's 9 minutes. And I guess this probably don't have as much to talk about because we did a 3-hour chill stream last night and talked everything out. Almost got in a car accident today. I guess I could talk about that. Wasn't really a serious thing. You ever have, I'm guessing you probably have had this happen, where you're like in a parking lot and you're backing your car out of the space and then someone like drives behind you in the parking lot and then like honks at you because like you almost hit them. But it's not your fault. Like I have, and I'm an old guy. I've had lots of close calls and things. I've learned I back out of spaces super slow these days because the people are fucking idiots and or assholes all the time. And I was funny because I was in the parking space and I was in my car and I was just like backing out slow, and I was thinking, it just reminded me as I was doing it once upon a time many years ago where I was backing out. I had a big SUV. I had a Ford Explorer at the time, and I was backing out, and I was backing out slow, and I was looking, and it was pretty clear, and I was just going slow, and then someone drove by, and they like side-swiped my back bumper, and I was like, how do you do this? I was like crawling backwards. I wasn't like, just step on the gas and back out. It was slow enough that they side-swiped and passed the whole car before I really did any damage. And then they like honked at me and stuff. And I'm like, dude, seriously, you can see me backing out. It wasn't like, and it's just like, but people don't want to stop. They see you backing out. And I think it's because you're going slow that they don't want to wait. And they're just like, I'll just zip past. But then they like, it's like, dude, I'm going slow so you can see. And so I don't actually get in an accident. And that happened today. Now I didn't hit anything, thankfully, because I drive a little Mini. So, but yeah, so I'm like backing out slow, and I'm like, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3 back, and then someone's like zoom by, and I'm like, dude, you probably weren't even in this freaking lane when I started backing out, and then now you're honking at me because like I just get really annoyed. People are fucking assholes, especially in California. Let's see. Ash is having energy drink. I'm having mocha coffee. And Breen says, I'm off to sleepy bye. We'll keep this on for all that important watch time. Good night, kids. Breen never stays around for the comics. He's got more important things to do. Literally. But good to see you, Breen. Hopefully I'll get to talk to you sometime in the future. Hope all's well. Dragon says, I'm still on Pepsi. It's been on sale at the store. Oh, yeah, that's me. I'm that way. The soda I drink is the one that's on sale. I like all the flavors. I'm not one of those people that has to get like the singular one. By the way, Marani, I started reading the Hercules. I don't know what the Hercules is. It appears to be a sequel to 2 miniseries in the 80s. Apparently the side conversation is going on. Eric's got to work in the morning, which is apparently more important than watching my stream. Jeez. It sucks that my local store's Canada Dry Ginger Ale in the 16-ounce bottle 6-packs is like $3 per, which is the cheapest it's been for a while. It's usually like $4 per 6-pack. That's cheap. You don't come to Southern California. It's 2-liter bottles are like $2 nowadays. It's ridiculous. 12 packs are $5.99. Ugh. And then, and that's not on top of the California. I think you pay 15 cents per 2-liter. And I think I want to say, it's 5 cents per can. So a 12 pack, you pay an extra 60 cents because of the stupid redemption value, which I think is funny. People talk about, oh, you got to recycle to get money. It's like, no, you don't actually get money. You get your money back. I hate recycling. I hate recycling. A wise person once told me, you know how you know that recycling is a fraud? Because they won't pay you for it, right? You do all the work, and someone else either gets the money or gets some sort of government subsidy or something. And all this stuff. Oh, you should recycle. Why? If I should recycle, it would be worth something. Even if just pennies, they would pay me for my recycling. Then it would be something I should do. But if it's not something someone's willing to pay for, it's not something you should do. Keep that in mind. Also, especially with paper. Paper recycling is actually worse for the environment than just using paper, because the lumber industry, at least in America, the lumber industry, they have regulations and things. They have to actually plant twice as many trees as they chop. So lumber industry actually has built our forests back up. So you should just use as much paper and wood products as your heart desires if you live in America. If you live in Brazil, I don't know what some of these countries are doing in the rainforest is pretty criminal. But we should bring back paper bags at the grocery store. That's another thing you have to do in California. You have to pay for your 10 cents per grocery bag. Fucking socialists. Let's see. Ed says water costs as much as soda. No. Correction. Water costs more than soda. And most of the bottled water you get is tap water. If you get like Dasani, which is Coke's brand. Excuse me, I got the burps. Dasani is bottled, and then what's the Pepsi one? Aquafina is the Pepsi brand. Aquafina, that's also tap water. A lot of the bottled water is tap water. If you get like Avion's not, Fuji's not. There are some that are like special spring waters and things, but those are usually the more expensive bottled waters anyway. But a lot of the big name ones that you get, and especially if it's just like the store brand ones and things like that, all that's tap water. It's just filtered tap water. You're paying more than, yikes. How much do you make? How do you make book covers with no paper bags at the grocery store? You can't, but you can buy them. I was shocked to find this out. You can go buy, they're not paper, but they sell book covers. If you're talking about for like school. You can buy, you have to buy them, I guess. And they sell them on Amazon. They sell everything on Amazon. Let's see. I had something. My browser just sitting here, and I realized I'm broadcasting it. I was gonna check. Let's see what Bleeding Cool has to say. I go here so you don't have to. And I don't use a regular browser. So look, I'm not inundated with millions of pop-ups. Yay! I really want to see the South Park vaccination special. I bet that's going to be hilarious. I think it came out. I haven't seen it. Comics. What's in the news? Let's see. Mike Mignola, Warwick Johnson, Codwell's Falcon Spear coming this fall. Okay, so it's a comic book that Mike Mignola is just stamping his name on. Doesn't really do anything. Okay, who cares? Court of Owls comes the Batman Adventures. Oh, that's pretty cool. So the Batman Adventures comic was something I was reading on here. It's by Burnett and Dini, and it's why does it have what the hell? It's everyone's favorite artist. Oh God, I'm blanked on his name. Where's what is up with this? Why didn't he just put the art that's in the book? Duh. Templeton. Yeah, why didn't you? Oh my God. Someone. Oh, there's the thing. Someone put in chat what this artist's name is. I'm blanking on it. Riley Rossmo. That's it. I got it before the chat. Why is it Riley Rossmo doing the cover? It's why? Just put Templeton. Anyways, Batman Adventures Continue is the Batman animated series continued on in a comics only format, but it's that universe, and it's really well done. Burnett and Dini are the guys that did the animated series. I was reading some of these on the channel here. They're really fun, and one of the cool things about this is that they're bringing in characters from the DC universe that they never got a chance to in the animated series, such as Red Hood and, or I should say Jason Todd. I think Deathstroke was one of the characters they brought in that wasn't. Looks like they're doing Deadman potentially here. And I guess now they're going to do Court of Owls. I think that's really cool to see the animated series version. Now, obviously, the animated series is going to be a little bit different because it has a different origin and different things way work out in the animated series. But I think this is fun to see. And I think Burnett and Dini's vision of Batman is... The animated series is one of the best Batman runs. I mean, when it came out, I think it was better than the comics at the time. It's better than it's better than many of the comic runs of Batman I've read. It's certainly better than the Tom King run. 615,000 copies were not enough for Keanu Reeves' Berserker #1. Oh, that's a cool cover. Oh, that's the second printing, huh? 615,000 copies? Oh, shitballs. That is a lot. For this day and age in comics? And Jesus. This was good. I did a video on this, by the way, if you're curious. This is a good comic. I recommend it. I added it to my pull list. And I will tell you, if it makes it to my pull list, it is worth it. It is very violent. I don't know where it's going yet. Matt Kent is one of the best writers in comics. Yeah, I'm excited for this. I would love to see this hit 1 million. That would be amazing. An independent comic just destroying Marvel and DC. I love this. And by the way, this book was like 48 pages for $4.99. They didn't try to rip you off. No ads. I can't speak highly enough about this. My video didn't even do this comic justice. I'm hoping Skip. I'm crossing my fingers that Skip likes the book. We can add it to the Indie Comic Show. McFarlane, Michelin, Spider-Man Omnibus tops reorders. Look, look. Old school comics from the 90s are topping reorders. What do you know? Not the new stuff, the old stuff. Differences between digital and print versions of Children of the Atom. Why is it different? They're doing what? They're doing changes after the fact? There are small changes such as the order of captions and the opening pages. What the? Dude, that's a slippery slope. I don't like that. I don't like that. All right, let's get to the comic book because that's what I promised I would be doing. To the main scene here. Keanu signed your copy, Ed? Keanu Johnson? What? Dragon Match says, Neo can sell comics? Who knew? Dude, Keanu Reeves is a writer. I think he, didn't he write that movie, Way of, what was it? Or Shaolin? No. Way of Tai Chi. Or Tai Chi something. He did a movie. I'll look it up after the book. Tai Chi something. I'm pretty sure that he wrote it. So he's not completely just a screen monkey. I can call him that because he's a white person. If he had other ethnic background and I called him a monkey, I would be a racist. Apparently. Let's see. Keep Hot Topic Harley out of the DCAU. Well, I don't think they would put her in it because the DCAU Harley is the original Harley, and they just use that one. Okay. Take a drink. The hard part about continuing books is remembering which voices I used for the characters. If you ever see that on an episode to episode and the voices change, it's because I make the voices up on a fly and then sometimes I forget which I did. Yeah. All right, here we go. Chapter 3. And just like that, Comixology crashes. Wah, wah, wah. Fucking Comixology. We love you. To better protect your account, please re-enter your password. What the fucking... What is my password? Oh, and then I gotta enter a CAPTCHA, of course. All right, we're back. Sorry for the Amazon failure. You'd think that they would know how to run a website by now. Joe's here. Welcome, Joe. Says Keanu is a quarter Asian, I'm pretty sure. Oh, well, that makes him much more of a minority than Elizabeth Warren. Good to see you, my friend. We're about to start the comic. Here we go. Chapter 3. Los Angeles. Excuse me. I'm looking for the Utopian? Would you keep your voice down, please? There are civilians around. The name's Sheldon Sampson, when I'm wearing my glasses. Never use a code name when a man's in his secret identity. Yeah. What's with all this, dude? You're the biggest superhero on the planet. Why are you fixing carburetors? No shame in an honest day's work. The secret identity helps keep you grounded. It's important to remember how to serve people we serve. It's important to remember how the people we serve live their lives. Right. Well, I got a text saying you wanted to meet up. How'd you even get my number? I'm the Utopian, Hutch. I know everybody's number. Now come inside and let's grab a coffee. There's something we need to discuss. Earth's orbit. Did the president really ask for me specifically, Uncle Walter? Why wouldn't he? You're the logical choice, Brandon. With your parents out of the way, you could use your powers to pull us out of this horrible recession. Of course, they wanted you to follow my basic blueprints, but the politicians are as scared as everybody else right now. I read your renewal plan last night and it blew my mind. Climate engineering, eliminating income tax, underground homes, a ban on all religions. I could hardly sleep, my head was so buzzing. It made me wonder if this is why we're here. Maybe we weren't supposed to save old America. Maybe we were designed to just take things to the next level. My ideas are yours to pick and choose from, Brandon. I would only be there to advise and counsel. Now, are you sure you're prepared for the big confrontation? I can handle your mother and sister, but your father is another matter. Are you sure you're ready to go head to head with him at last? Totally. Good. But remember to wait for that perfect moment. The others will soften him up for you first. I want you to stay away from my daughter. Do you understand? This relationship with Chloe ends now. How long have you known? It doesn't matter. Her personal life is her own affair. But now that there's a baby involved, we need to intervene. I will not have my grandchild being raised by a drug dealer. Drug distributor, sir. Totally different income bracket. If that's supposed to be a joke, I don't appreciate your sense of humor, Mr. Hutchins. Now, my wife and I will support our daughter in any way we can. We've even offered to adopt the baby, but if she's really going to get back on her feet, she needs you out of her life entirely. What if I told you I was planning to go straight? That I was so in love with this girl that I'm willing to settle down and change my ways? Like your father? That's kind of below the belt. I made the mistake of trusting him one time, and the consequences were disastrous. I refuse to make the same mistake with you, young man. My God. What's up? Stay here. That's a badass shot. That's crazy. What? Mr. Sampson? Encino. I can't believe I'm actually living here again. Well, I'm sorry it's not a mansion, Chloe, but I'm afraid we can't all have those big $1 million advertising contracts. Oh, I didn't mean that. Your house is really nice, Mom. I just mean back in my secret identity and sleeping in my old bedroom. It's that total sense of failure. Like I can't cut adult life. You grew up with pressures and were only beginning to understand, darling. Your addictions are just coping mechanisms, and I'm sorry that if we haven't appreciated that enough. How are you feeling? A little pukey, to be honest. I've actually been vomiting every morning for the past 2 months, but I thought it was just my usual hangovers. I've really screwed things up, huh? You and Dad must be totally ashamed. Not in the slightest. We're the ones who should be ashamed for not being around enough. Your father is actually very excited about this pregnancy. He dug out all the old toys and was cleaning them up before he came to bed last night. It was really very sweet. What the hell? Sorry, cuz, but you brought this on yourself. Chloe! Worry about yourself, bitch. This is an emergency distress call to every superhero in the area. We got a mile-wide mass heading straight for California. I don't know what it is or who launched it towards us, but I'm going to need help turning it around. My God. It's a nuclear device. The entire structure is wired with atomic missiles. We can't let it near the population. Somebody help me push this thing back. Now. Oh, shit. Wakey, wakey, old man. This isn't over yet. Come on, you old bastard. The fun's just starting. Oh. This should clear his head a little. What in God's name? This is the Utopian. Where is everybody? Whoever's behind this impersonating our teammates. I need backup. Ah, hell. Would you listen to him? Is he really such a dumbass? Nobody's impersonating anyone, Gramps. We're your teammates. Don't you get it? We're just sick and tired of all your bullshit, man. Always telling us what to do. Always bitching about us not being good enough. I bet you wish you were nicer to us now, huh? What are you doing? Have you lost your minds? I demand an explanation. What the hell is going on here? Oh, Grace, never change. 30 superheroes attack your home and you assume you genuinely defeated them. What? I've trapped you in a psychic construct, darling. My favorite little trick. You've been busy fighting optical illusion while the kids were out hammering away at your physical body. Care to see the damage? This dude is messed up. Dude. Oh my God. Aneurysm. No! Chloe, please. Don't make me feel worse about this than I already do. You're a good girl and you've always been fun. I doubt you've even watched the news to see all the suffering your father ignored. But I'd rather not leave any loose ends in all this. Even a little one who's never been in a fight. Close your eyes, please, sweetheart. I promise you this really shouldn't hurt. This might. Santa Monica. Ah! What the hell? Get after them now! Shit! How are they already here? What? Venice Beach. Look out! Damn, that's awesome. Christ, is he okay? No. I don't think he's okay. Sorry for the commentary. But just can't help it. He's fine. Come on, they're still coming. Hawaii, Nepal, Hong Kong, Sydney. Shit. I'm sorry, Dad. We lost them. The Philippines, I think. But they could be anywhere by now. It doesn't matter. We'll find them later. Uncle Sheldon is our priority at the moment. The Arizona desert. Everybody stand back. Brandon, is that you? What's happening? What are they doing? Just answering a distress call, Dad. The entire world has been out there begging us for help, and you forced us to watch from the sidelines. But there are going to be some changes around here. We're not going to play by your rules anymore. What? We wanted to do this amicably, but you wouldn't even talk, Sheldon. You were great in your day, but this isn't the time for secret identities and all those childish ideas. It's time we used our powers to pull America back together again. And your boy is the one with the courage to lead us. You know how much that means to me, Dad? How different it could have been if you'd shown me a little respect? Brandon, don't be so blind. He's playing to your ego. He only wants this for himself. Ah, that's right, Dad. He couldn't possibly have any faith in your disappointing son. Brandon, stop. This is not why we're here. Wrong. This is exactly why we're here. It's okay. It's okay. I got you, baby. Let it all out. Come on, just let it all out. That can't have been easy. But you know in your heart you did the right thing. Now, what's going to be the first thing on your agenda, Brandon? What do we do to help our fellow man? Actually, I'm not entirely sure. What do you think, Uncle Walter? Damn. Oh my God. Whoo. The volume got turned up to 11 on this issue. And I'm not sure who called it on the last episode. Was it RDV? Someone called this, and I was kind of like, nah, I don't think it's going that way. I was wrong. So whoever it was, cheers to you, and I was wrong. Wow. Walter is a bad dude. Like, wow. Let's see. Melissa says, his plan sounds anti-God and communist Marxist. Melissa, you got that on the brain. Let's see. Dragon Majesty says, I hope Utopian is invulnerable. Dang. Just a flesh wound. Let's see. Melissa says, I would. Just depose them all if I was a grumpy old man and put them in jail. So here's the thing that stands out to me. Walter kind of admits what his biggest weakness was the Utopian. Utopian is immune to Walter's psychic abilities. So he gets Utopian's son to kill the father. I'm presuming that Brandon is not also immune to Walter's psychic abilities. So Walter just got rid of the only thing that could have stopped him. And got the son to... That is a serious heel turn, unlike I have ever seen. And another thing, just as a side note, not to like really go off on a tangent or anything, but as I was reading this and seeing Brandon kind of turn traitor, and you could see like the whole daddy issue thing, I was like, this is how Kylo Ren should have been. Like, I just feel like, man, this is what happens when you have a good writer like Mark Millar doing something, and you're like, this works better. This is like how Kylo Ren was, but in a way that I feel like more emotionally resonant. Wow. You guys, please put your comments in what you're thinking about the story so far. I like hearing your perspectives. I liked the dynamic of the whole like protective father. You got the bad boy dating his daughter. You know, that's a very kind of tropey. And he's like, yeah, you got to stop seeing my daughter. You know, and like, he's Utopian. He's the most powerful guy on the planet. Like, who's going to say no to him? But I kind of like the idea that that Hutch is going to turn good. He may not turn into like Boy Scout good, but he loves Chloe. And Chloe was, as a daughter, like, was a target, and he's not going to let harm come to her. So maybe his dad was a villain. Maybe he's running around in bad circles, but I think maybe the guy does want a gun and go straight. And maybe he's the one guy that's going to make a difference. And I think that could be cool. I also think that's a little bit of also how Kylo Ren should have been done. I don't know why I'm going off on that, but it just struck out to me, so I'm being transparent. Ronnie says, that's sibling rivalry turned up to 500. Yeah, serious. Holy Cats, a comic is intense in a good way. The art is graphic and it fits the story. Serious. This is the best stuff I've seen Frank Quietly do. I'm not saying it's the best he's ever done because I haven't seen all of his stuff. I'm not really a Frank Quietly expert, but I enjoy the art here. I think this was better work than the stuff I've seen him do with like DC. Like he did. Didn't he do Doomsday Clock? It's good. His DC stuff's good. But here, I don't know if it's because of the writer. I don't know if it's maybe he had more time to work, not being under mainstream. I don't know. I noticed that with Sean Gordon Murphy too. When we did Chrononauts, I think might be the best thing that I've ever seen Sean Gordon Murphy do. I mean, it wasn't just his illustrations, his storytelling ability. And I pointed that out when I read it. If you guys were here when I did the Storytime Live of Chrononauts, you'll remember. And if you didn't, go look that up. Chrononauts is A+. It is. I was shocked at how good Chrononauts was. And it's different than Millar's normal writing. He tends to be very dark, like this book we're reading. A lot of the books I've read, I don't know if I've read Nemesis and Wanted, Kick-Ass. He always has this sort of darker edginess to his stuff, to say the least. But Chrononauts didn't. Chrononauts was like Dude Bro meets Back to the Future. Like it was fun. It's a really fun, good time comic. And Sean Gordon Murphy is, I challenge you. I mean, someone point out something that Sean's done better than that. It was A+. Anyways, I'm really enjoying this. Ronnie says, I have a feeling Hutch will avenge Utopian. Here's the thing it's another thing that I'm noticing. Brandon has got some serious daddy issues, and he's manipulated by his uncle, who's been corrupted by envy, into betraying his own father, which is pretty tragic. But and you can see that he's manipulated those emotions. He's got daddy issues. But why would Brandon want to see his sister get hurt? And I'm wondering if that's going to maybe come into play later if they find out that they're trying to murder Chloe. And he's like, whoa, this isn't part of the deal. We'll see where that goes. Doomsday Clock was Gary Frank. Yeah, I'm sorry, you're right. I get those two mixed up sometime. Yeah, I guess I haven't seen a lot of Quietly. Did Quietly do All-Star Superman? Was that what he did? Yeah, I get mixed. Gary Frank and Quietly, I get their work mixed up sometimes. I need to partake in more of their work, I'll say. Oh yeah, Dragon Match, he already said in the chat. Quietly's All-Star Superman is good too. All right, so I need to check that one out. I personally prefer aspirational heroes over nihilistic murderous. Well, yeah, I mean, I think Utopia was aspirational hero. That's the whole point. I think Utopia was a Superman analog. And we see what happens, that not everyone can handle that. And this is like getting a discussion, like my buddy, he doesn't like Superman, and he thinks Superman's dumb and boring and all that stuff. And I'm like, and I try to have conversations with him about it and stuff. And there's a lot of people that think that way. And I say, my argument for Superman is that it's not that Superman's strong, and his powers are irrelevant to me. I think the only importance that Superman's powers have is to serve the fact that Superman doesn't succumb to his ego. He doesn't. If any of us had the powers of Superman, right? Because look at it, legitimately, Superman is superior to every human on the planet. He is better, right? We think in terms in reality, at least I think so, that all humans are created equal. We're all equal. Some of us might be smarter than other people, and some of us might have more athletic aptitude. We're all different, but we're still equal. None of us are better. We may be better at certain things, but we're not superior. Some people think they're superior, and that's that hubris and things that we have, and it's why we see certain things in politics and culture where I'm not going to get into. But what makes Superman interesting to me is that he is superior in every way. Like, there's nothing that humans are better at than Superman. And humans, as we see all the time, are very stupid, and we cause a lot of pain and suffering, and we F things up. And I think that pretty much anyone had the powers of Superman. We like to maybe believe that we would be good like he is, but I think at some point all of us would succumb and just be like, you know what? Enough is enough. I'm ruling this planet. You guys are all going to listen to me. I'm tired of all you dipshits doing stuff and effing things up. I'm tired of it. And I have the power to stop it. And I will become the dictator of the world. And even if it was with good intentions, I'm not saying any of us would just be like, I'm going to be this evil dictator. Might be, for the good of the world, I'm going to take over. What makes Superman great to me is that he doesn't do that. That he's able to resist that temptation. I think Utopian was an analog to that, in the sense that he was the most powerful person on the planet, but he had that sort of moralistic ideal, and I think he's trying to capture that. And we see this nihilistic people, as Melissa puts it, and they give into their own pride and envy and all these bad things, and they can't stand. They got to get rid of this guy. And it's the thing that when the election was going on and I was very political, I would talk about, with the ideas of things like defund the police and everything. Those sentiments are very understandable once you stop for a second and think, all criminals hate police. It doesn't matter whether police are actually bad or not, and there are bad police, for sure. We've seen it, police abusing power, and that's wrong. There's no excuse for that. But aside from specifics, just in a general idea, if we assume that there's police out there, like we can have the goody two-shoe, perfect police officer, criminals will hate that guy because the police are the enemy of criminals. So it's just natural. And I'm not surprised by that. I'm not surprised when I see, like in the political arena, people hating other people that stand against them because they're the enemy. And that was why I would point out to like why so many people hated Trump and everything, because he was the one of the things that standing against him. Likewise, and I'm not saying utopian is Trump or anything. I'm not trying to do anything, but I'm just trying to draw a correlation in psychology or sociology. People hate utopian if they are an evil person and utopian would stand against what they want to do. They would not like him. No matter how good utopian is, he saves the planet time and time again. You and I, like if you're a good person, you'd be like, oh my God, utopian is this great dude. He's a hero. But evil people wouldn't see him that way. The evil people would see him the way that they do. Like he's this because he represents everything against themselves. All right, I'm not going to go further than that. I think you guys are all able to comprehend that. I'm just explaining my own thoughts because I like to hear other people's thoughts, and so I tell you mine. Let's see. Emperor Doom actually did good things around the world, which was surprising. Emperor Doom did both good and bad, said Lord. All right. Well, I'm going to continue with this book. This is fantastic. I don't want to stop anymore. I want to know what happens next. So onward we go. Chapter 4. This is how it looked when you saw it in your dream, Sheldon. 1932. So this is a flashback to the beginning of the book. Exactly how it looked, George. Right down to the smallest details. The signal's coming from the northwest hills. That's a 2-day hike even if we're brisk, so we need to make sure we've got plenty of water. Are you sure I can't carry those bags for you, Grace? I think you forget I was captain of the ladies' wrestling team, Buster. But thanks for asking. Maybe one of us should stay behind and keep an eye on the ship. I know the island looks like it's safe, but we've no way of home if anything happens to it. We'll be fine, Walter. The island said we won't need the ship once we're given the gifts that we've been promised up here. Am I the only one feeling a little nervous about all this crazy dream messages he's been getting? Quit yakking and start hiking, Squirt. Since when has your brother been wrong about anything? It wasn't until later that they realized what they were hiking across. What seemed like rock was alien hardware. What looked like jungle, just centuries of vegetation. The hills themselves were crisscrossed with a special metal that nobody had ever seen before, and as they climbed it soon became obvious the island was a machine. It had been positioned here for a very long time, waiting for the perfect candidates and shrouded in what you and I would call a cloaking device. But Mom and Dad had no idea until they made their way to the top of the tower and got to see what Dad had been dreaming about. Come on, Miss Sampson. Give me that pretty hand. Get off my back, George. I'm not going to warn you about these stupid cracks. Pipe down, both of you. We're all going to need our wits once we're through to the other side. Oh, damn. Go through the gateway. My God, what is this place? This is the university I was telling you about. But how is this even possible? How can a room have its own sky? Don't worry, Walter. All will be explained. Don't be scared. These are the creatures who called us here, and they only want to help. They know our country is dying right now, and they want us to go back and make everything right again. But how? They're going to give us powers, George. They're going to make us better than any of us could ever dream. We just have to trust them. Australia, 2022. I love the story of how they got their powers. Things were always so cool and mysterious in the old days. Did they ever find out who the aliens were and why they wanted help them so much? To tell you the truth, they never even found the island again, Jason. It's like it all just appeared when they needed it most and disappeared when things were on track. I doubt they'd even believe it themselves if they hadn't come home with their amazing powers. Whose idea were the costumes, Mom? Was that Grandma's and Grandpa's? Both, I think. I think they wanted to inspire people, and it really seemed to work. The next 50 years were a golden age for America. I love these stories about the old days. Tell me something else, Mom. What other stuff did my grandparents get up to? I'm not sure there's any stories left. I must have told you all the good ones. So tell me something they did with their powers. You and I need to keep ours a secret, so it's great hearing all the feats they would do with theirs. Wow. Where do I even start? There's the special baseball Dad made so we could all play catch in the clouds. And the funny ways he used to beat his bad guys. He never actually hurt anyone, always preferring to do something clever and defeat them using his brains. But I think my favorite thing has to be their engagement story. Did I ever tell you this? They were rescuing miners in South America when Dad took a lump of coal and squeezed it so hard he turned it into a diamond. Did you know you could even do that? Oh, sure. A diamond is only super condensed graphite, so if you pick the correct rock and apply the appropriate heat and pressure, an unpolished diamond is the logical end result. Of course it is. Silly me. Why do you think those aliens gave them superpowers, Mom? Isn't it a little weird that they even knew about America? I don't know, Jason. I never really think about it. I'm pretty sure it wasn't so the world could look like this. Dun, dun, dun. I thought we had a ban on talking about the old days, Chloe. You're only going to give them crazy ideas. The super people killed Mom's parents, Dad. There's nothing crazy about wanting bad guys brought to justice. There is if there's only 3 of us, kid. We have to be realistic about all this, and your mom knows. We have to be realistic about this, and your mom knows that more than anyone. He's right, Jason. Brandon and Uncle Walter don't know you exist right now, and as long as we're in hiding, there's no reason they should. There's nothing I love more than revenge on those animals, but the safety of our family is the only thing that matters right now. They'll get theirs in the end, kid. Scumbags always do. Now, put out your light and try to get some sleep. You've got a big soccer game to lose in the morning. Dad wasn't kidding when he said I had to lose. He knew I could score 100 goals, but the only way of staying under the radar was always being a doofus. Of course, that didn't mean I couldn't have a little fun. What's the matter, boys? Too fast for you? I thought you said you were good at this game. Oh, God, what's he doing? Don't score a goal. Don't score a goal. Please don't score a goal. Oops. Yay. Well played, Jason. Well played. Look at her face. Oh, it's the details like that. That's our boy down there. My mom and dad must have seemed like the most eccentric people in the world. Parents' night was another bone of contention since I'd been taught to hide my genius intellect from the moment I could talk. So he's struggling with English, arithmetic is average, his handwriting is poor, and you don't really feel he's paying much attention? Correct. Jason's progress has been non-existent this term. The first time in my entire career that a pupil has learned absolutely nothing. Well, you can't win them all, Mr. Butler. Thanks for trying. I hope you have more luck with all the other kids. I was even encouraged to get beaten up every once in a while, just to be on the safe side. Hey, what's going on? Run, it's his old man. Was that okay, Dad? I tried my best to roll with the punches and make sure my school pals didn't bruise their knuckles. You did good, buddy. It honestly couldn't have looked more convincing. Now let's get you an ice cream for being such a great kid. Ah, I like Hutch. He's a good dad. Superheroes had taken over America. But it hadn't worked out as well as they'd hoped. They'd managed to fix a couple of problems, but things on the whole had been pretty catastrophic, and even in Australia, we were feeling the impact. Europe had been particularly affected. 1 million asylum seekers given temporary residence, making it nice and easy for us to hide among the masses. Why do you always carry your power rod, Dad? Aren't you worried you'll get searched by the cops sometime? Yeah, but they're looking for soups 24/7, and I need to be able to defend myself, pal. Is it true your dad built that thing from scratch? Yep. Papa George customized it from an old flashlight I had. He said he felt bad I didn't have any powers, so he made me something that simulated his. People always say what a monster he was, but he must have had a good side to think about stuff like that. It's weird he used to be best friends with Mom's dad. Why do you think the two of them fell out? Well, sometimes best friends can make worse of enemies, kid. It's all about girls and adult stuff, so I'll fill you in when both of us aren't blushing. What's going on here? Chemical plant in Cornell, man. They've been fighting a fire for an hour and a half, but it's supposed to be getting worse, if anything. Cornell? Isn't that like 20 miles away? That's how desperate they are. They're calling in crews from half the region, but the radio says they're barely making a dent. Wait a second. There's the kid. Kid sneaks off in the restroom. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, that's the wrong music, sorry. But it kind of gives you that feeling. I like this book a lot. What the hell? Man, that's the weirdest thing I ever saw in my life. You see the way that thundercloud just came out of nowhere? Freaky. See, that's what I'm always telling your mom. Superheroes think they need to stick their noses into things, but life has a way of working itself out. I couldn't agree more, Dad. The girl. Now, let's go home so you can fake flunking your homework. Washington, D.C. Brandon, come away from the window and ignore those idiots. You're supposed to be celebrating 9 years in power. Food banks, riot in the streets. I'm not really sure there's anything to celebrate, Uncle Walter. This isn't how things are supposed to turn out, man. The plan was to make things better for everyone, but it's all just been constant grief. Oh, come on. Where was America before we took over? Yes, there's been setbacks with jobs and homes, but we're overturning an entire constitution here. It's only natural there's going to be a few bumps in the road. I just thought I'd be happier with Dad out of the way, but I've never felt more lost. Why are the plans not working, dude? I thought you had all this completely sorted. You have to stop listening to every little criticism. Take a step back and look at the bigger picture here. Did you hear that? Did you hear what that idiot said about our anti-inflationary policy? Go home, you assholes! Look, they cheer him. What the hell? This is you, Uncle Walter. Possibly. I just don't like seeing you so upset. I know it's tougher than we thought it would be, but a leader stands firm. Your father lost his nerve in the crash of 29, but you should be immune to these human-born doubts. It's not just the opinion polls. It's even just the little things, like 9 years in power, and we still don't know where Chloe is. How hard can it be to find one girl? Actually, there's been some movement on that front. What do you mean? Well, we can't say for sure, but there's been some unexplained activity over in Australia, and our head of security is investigating. It might amount to nothing, but there have been an unusual number of rescues in the area, and that's usually a sign of something interesting going on. Do you think it might be her? Oh, that's nothing you need to worry about, Brandon. Just leave it to the professionals. Chapter 5. Whew, man. Oh, all right. Hex Allen Comics says, hello. Hex Allen, I don't know if I remember seeing you before. Of course, my memory is pretty shoddy, but if you're new here, welcome. And if you're not new here, also welcome. We're reading Jupiter's Legacy, if that wasn't already obvious to you. Thanks for showing up. Melissa says, Superman did that. Biden's America, the Dems. Well, there definitely is a lot of parallels you can see pretty clearly in the storytelling here towards the ideas of authoritarians. This is a pretty common trope. We've seen it before, right? If you ever saw like Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, the fifth movie and fifth book, told a pretty good story actually about that. I don't know why I'm not really trying to compare this to Harry Potter, but I'm trying to use fictional stuff, that's, I don't know, this book's really not aimed to kids, so I don't know if that's appropriate, but it's just, that's the way of things. There's a section of society that think they know better than everyone else, and that's where authoritarianism comes from. And I think Mark here is telling a good story about authoritarians and that mindset that my way is better than your way, and you need to listen to me. Authoritarians don't like to submit. They don't want other people to tell them how to live. And so in order for them to not be told how to live, they feel the only answer is for them to tell other people how to live. There's a different sect of society, such as myself, if I'm being honest, that believe that the only way that we can actually live where people don't tell us how to live is for everyone to be that way. If everyone has to be free in order to be free. But some people believe the only way to be free is to be in charge. So that's kind of that battle between authoritarianism and liberty, or libertarianism, comes from. And this is a story definitely of it. When people want to lead, inevitably it's the theme you've heard of, hell in a handbasket, right? Going to hell in a handbasket, or the road to hell is paved with good intentions. There's no doubt about it that Walter is an evil dude. I mean, you kill your own brother so you can be in charge, and you convince his son to kill his own father. You're an evil dude. But I don't think he's evil in the diabolical sense, like he just wants, like he's like delusional. I think so far in the story, I think Walter truly believes what he's doing is the right thing, and that the cost, like even doing the right thing, the sacrifices that have to be made, and his worldview is perverse, and sacrifices that have to be made to do the right thing are something that like Utopian was doing, like living a modest lifestyle, having a secret identity, doing blue collar work, as working as a mechanic, and like people, why are you doing this? He's like, the sacrifices of not taking power, right? And just being a public servant. Those are the kind of sacrifices that a freedom-loving person, someone maybe in my mindset, we all are equal, we all should be free. Those are the sacrifices an authoritarian makes is, well, some people have to die in order for others for the public good. But you'll notice they'll never make sacrifices of themselves. They sacrifice other people. I don't know why I'm talking about this. I'm just sort of filling up space. I hope you guys are really enjoying this. Chapters 3 and 4, fucking phenomenal. I'm absolutely loving this book. The first 2 issues were good. 3, wow. I mean, the first 2 books I think were like 4-star material. I was like, yeah, 5-star. I had heard Jupiter's Legacy was good. Jeez, dog, do you hear her? She likes to get some attention. Like, oh, okay, I'm just. Jesus, she thinks she hasn't. I don't know if you can hear her on the mic. But think she hasn't drank in a year. Anyways, Melissa says, remove all religions and mass control people. Yep. You have to remove religions if you're going to control people. That's always the things authoritarian. Every authoritarian regime will always remove the religion unless they are the religion, right? So in the Dark Ages, the Catholic Church controlled everything. Well, they didn't have to remove religions. They were the religion, but they would remove other religions. That was a big deal. You had the Crusades and stuff like that. Always be wary. If someone feels that they need to tell other people how to live, or you have to remove things. Those are the people to be worried about. Ed says, even if you know better, you can't impose your will on others. Exactly. That takes a lot of discipline, though, Ed. And it takes principles. It takes an understanding of deeper underlying principles. Because our instinct is, I know better. Let me just do it, and I just do it my way, and then you'll understand later, and everything will be all right. But if you are a person, once you understand that everyone has their own right to live on this planet, and we're not better than other people, and even if we're right, you have your own right to fail. You have your own right to make dumb decisions and fall on your face. It's not up to me to force you to make smart decisions. Tell you can't smoke or drink or eat too much or whatever. It's your life. You only get one of them. Do what you want with it, as long as you aren't hurting other people or infringing on their rights. That's the one thing. That's where your liberty ends. And think of invisible. I think that's a pretty sound way of living. I haven't heard a rational argument against that, because authoritarians will always tell you like how much better it'll be with order. Like communism is like a common authoritarian idea, and it's like, well, everyone should be equal and we should all share the same equal slice of the pie. And I go, well, in theory that sounds nice, but show me a communist regime that didn't have a bunch of people at the top of the ladder that were living the high life while everyone else starved. Every single time. If you show me a communist regime where the leaders are living exactly equal to all the other people, I might entertain your ideas, but that never, ever happens. Right? Look at North Korea. Kim Jong-il, right, lives in the fucking palace, whatever, and meanwhile, half the country lives in slave camps. Yeah, people, you're all equal. You're all equally slaves, except for the high-ranking party members. I don't understand why anyone submits to this. You have to be. Anyway, I'm not going to get in a big rant about communism, but it's authoritarianism, and it's such a great bad guy. We used to tell these stories in comics all the time, with the Nazis being the bad guys, right? We like, Nazis bad. Captain America's punching them. Like, they were great. Hydra, great villain. But it's so rare to see it these days. Anyways, I'm just ranting. I want to read this 5th issue. I'm not going to wait. We're going to plow through this. I'm hoping you're enjoying it. And here we go. Melbourne. Good morning, everyone. No need to be alarmed. I'd like to speak with a Miss Joan Wilson, if you'll pardon the interruption. Me? That's right, Miss Wilson. If you'd care to come and join me at the front, I'll only need to ask a few simple questions. Okay. Just seems a little weird, that's all. I'm sure you already know who I am, but just in case you don't, my name is Major Barnabas Wolf, and it's my responsibility to find any unlicensed superhumans hiding at home or here in a foreign territory. I don't understand. What's that got to do with me? I'm just a claims supervisor. I'll be the judge of that, if you don't mind, Miss Wilson. Now, the government back home is pushing through radical reforms, and we have to be vigilant about any superpowered rebels who might be hiding abroad. I just want to run through a few inconsistencies we've noted with regards to your file. I trust this isn't a problem. No, not at all. I completely understand. Please ask me anything you like. And can you tell me why you haven't visited your doctor in the last 7 years? I haven't been sick. It's as simple as that. That's entirely reasonable. What about your traveling arrangements? We've been looking through your bank account, and there's no sign of any gas being bought or even a train ticket. I don't have a car, and when I travel on the train, I usually pay with any loose change I'm carrying. Again, that makes perfect sense. But I'm a little more concerned about the lack of heating bills you seem to have. According to this, you've never switched it on, even in winter. That's because I haven't had the money since they put us on this 3-day week. If it's cold outside, I just do whatever everyone else does and wear an extra sweater. Miss Wilson, I'm embarrassed to say there's been a terrible misunderstanding. My apologies for wasting your time. Your answers all seem to be quite in order. Just one last thing before I leave. I've been rearranging the air molecules in here into something not dissimilar to methoxyfluorine. Oh, hold on, that's a tough word. Methoxyfluorine. Methoxyfluorine. I'm probably butchering it. Sorry. I've been rearranging the air molecules in here to something not dissimilar to methoxyfluorine, or knockout gas, as it's more commonly known. Could you explain why you and I are the only two people in the room still conscious? Oh, shit. The target has left the building. North-faced wall as expected. Please, get out of the way. I don't want to hurt anyone. Oof. Joan Wilson, a.k.a. Shelley Weaver, a.k.a. Skyscraper, the world's tallest supercriminal. You must have thought you'd be safe after all these years, but we've got eyes and ears all over the globe. You probably don't remember me. I never really made much of an impression as the molecule master, despite these elaborate superpowers. Yes, I could rearrange the structure of inorganic matter, but I didn't really enjoy fighting crime, and I wasn't really dashing enough for the magazines. But hunting down threats to the state, tracking down supercriminals and sending them to the supermax, I think I've finally found my calling. Control, this is Major Wolf with the Anti-Terror Unit. It isn't the prize we're hoping for, but I've bagged us another missing felon. I love coming up with silly excuses to get out of school and help with emergencies. Pretending to get seasick while reading Moby Dick gave me a chance to rescue a skydiver and pull a troubled cruise ship into safer waters. I don't really mind the other kids thinking I'm a wet blanket. A clumsy alter ego is a useful tool for any superhero, and if my grandfather didn't mind tripping over his shoelaces, I don't see why it should bother me. Besides, not having any friends to hang out with means I can spend my lunch breaks up here working on my secret project. I've got my flight time here and back down to 19 minutes as of yesterday. That's plenty of time to get back for the first class of the afternoon. Oh no. I'm dying to hear the explanation for this one. How did you find out, Mom? 2 specks of microparticles on the underside of your shoe. You don't pick up lunar regolith playing in the schoolyard, Jason. Now let me ask you as calmly as I can. What are you doing on the moon when your father and I have forbidden you from using your superpowers? I'm building a metascanner. A what? A device that scans the Earth's population for specifically augmented genes. There might be 100 superheroes down there, but we might be able to drive them out if we track down all the supervillains who've been in hiding. You want to build a team of thieves? Why not? They couldn't be any worse than what we've got right now. We can't just stand here doing nothing, Mom. Yes, we can. Did you see what happened in Melbourne this morning? Do you know how close they got to us today? All the more reason we have to fight back now. I know you want to do this, Mom. I know it's Dad who says it's way too dangerous. But superheroes should never care about the odds. We know we're going to win because we're doing the right thing. Oh my God. Your father was right. This is all my fault for filling your head with all those crazy stories. You need to destroy this now. But Mom, I said now. You think I like working in a pencil factory? You think your dad likes sweeping up after people? We're hiding out here to keep you alive, Jason. They already killed my mom and dad. I'm not going to let them get the only people I have left. San Francisco. Is it as bad as it looked on TV? Actually, it might be a little worse. But if you don't experiment with new ideas, you're going to be reliant on gas and oil forever. Exactly. Just remember that all these people complaining would have been first in line for your free electricity plan, Walter. I might have something to cheer you up anyway. As you probably heard, we didn't find Chloe, but there's still an odd number of last-minute rescues going on out here. Skyscraper didn't have the range for these feats, so I told Technical to be forensic with the satellite footage. The boy covered his tracks very well, but there's always some small detail they forget. In his case, a reflection in a single raindrop. Have you any idea who he is? Not a clue. He isn't one of the 28 supercriminals we know to be out there, but I'm confident we can trap him by utilizing his greatest weakness. This compulsive streak of altruism. 20 minutes for a toilet break? I'm sorry, sir. It won't happen again. What are you? Constipated? It won't happen again, sir. The school bus route. Hey guys, stop hitting Jason. We need to talk to him for a second. Huh? I don't want to say it in front of everyone, but there's something going on downtown and you need to listen to the radio, Jason. Well, I have no idea what you're talking about, but the boys and I are in the middle of something. Look, I sit beside you in class every day. Do you think I haven't noticed? An emergency pops up, you disappear, the emergency gets fixed, and you come back with some weird excuse. We know you've got superpowers, so will you just please rescue these guys before everyone drowns? The harbor bridge collapsed. We heard it on the news. If you hurry now, you'll make it, but you haven't got much time. Right. The door fell off. You understand? Not a word to anyone. I'm sorry, Mom, but I can't stand back if people need help. I've got too much of my grandfather in me. Be sure to give him my regards. I'm afraid those commuters were just soldiers, young man. Their cars, expensive weapons I've rearranged. That neural blast should kill your motor functions for the next few minutes. Plenty of time to have you locked in chains. Did you really think we wouldn't catch you? A man with my reputation not noticing all of your silly rescues. Oh, Mommy, please help me. Okay, now, I just feel bad. I knew he was a little boy, but this is really over the top. I didn't expect him to cry for his mother. Mommy isn't coming, little man. Wherever she is, she's hardly going to hear you all the way out here. Wrong. That was nice. Mama Bear's pissed. Mommy hears everything. Holy shit. News. This just in. Breaking now, it says. Isn't that your wife on TV? Alpha Team, 3 rounds on my command. Don't worry, Mom. They'll have to get through me first. This kid's hilarious. Weapons charged, boys. Oh, dude. Oh, look at. This is brutal. Get the hell away from my son. Daddy! Oh, Chloe. Look at you now. Smoked out of hiding to save your little boy. Well, it looks like you've bitten off more than you can chew, my dear. There's hundreds of us here, and more on the way. Do you really think some useless party girl stands a chance against us? Things have changed, Barnabas. I'm not a little girl anymore. My mom was a superhero. My dad was a superhero. That means I won this fight before you got out of bed. Boom. Oh. I guess the party girl grew up, huh? Wow. You know, there's no coming back from this, right? I don't care. It's the right thing to do. We've sat on our hands long enough, Hutch. Chloe's friends. Oh my god! Too awesome! Jason's friends. You don't think Jason will be mad at us, do you? The Indo-US trade talks. Mr. Sampson, could I have a word? What the hell did you just say to me? The North Pole. Okay, Daddy, you can open your eyes. How does Chloe look in her secret identity? Like she's going to save the world one day. So what's the plan? Simple. Jason builds another scanner. We round up all of your criminal friends, and then we go back and free America from Brandon and Uncle Walter. I'm sorry, Uncle Walter. Just like that? Why not? There's maybe 20 of my guys out there, 30 at most, and 100 on their side. Do you know our chances in a fight like that? When did superheroes ever care about the odds? End of book 1. Damn. This might be my favorite thing that I've ever read from Mark Millar. I love that. Let's see. You guys weren't too talkative. Usually that's a sign of book being pretty engaging or just no one being in chat. I hope it's not the latter. Let's see. The lesser thans need communism to keep up, says Ed. They don't need it. I think they're tricked into thinking that. I think they're tricked in. It's like domestication, right? You know, like I have a dog. I'm a dog owner. My dog depends on me to put food in her bowl every day, right? To let her out and pee, walk her, and all that stuff. That's a much easier life than living in the wild and fending. If I had to let her free and run out in the wilderness, I don't think she could survive, right? It would be too hard. Now, if she was brought up in the wild, she probably would have learned that way and she'd be stronger and disciplined and so forth. But what happens is in societies like that, we strip away, we make people dependent. Then once you make people dependent, they can't fend for themselves. And then they're willing, then they want communism because it's the idea of like, oh, I need that, you know, because it's the only way I can do things. It's not because they can't. They've been made to feel that way. You know, it's a big reason, like prison. You know, our prison system. Did you know, like, the majority of people who leave prison, you know, like their time is up or they go on parole or whatever, the majority of them go back to prison voluntarily. Meaning, like, they don't like, you can't just show up and be like, hey, take me back. They will purposely commit crimes and stuff to get rearrested because functioning in society is too hard for them. But prison, everything's taken care of for you. It sucks. Most of us that are outside of prison and have a life, and we don't want that. But once you've been broken down and you don't no longer how to function for yourself, then it's a problem. I think that's my personal idea of where, like, the ideas of communism come from. And then, of course, it's always broken down into two separate groups when it comes to that. Like, you have the other side that's like the people who are in charge. Those people want communism because they'll get to ride on the backs of others. So there's that. See, I imagine the version of America under superhumans is swastikas and communist flags. I imagine California with Nazi and communist flags. And pictures of Kim Jong-un and being Melissa, man, you get that on the brain. Dragon Majesty says, nice, with a thumbs up. Millar's never really let me down, he says. Uncle Walter is Joe Biden. I don't think so. Joe Biden's not my hero, but I don't think Joe Biden is that sinister. I think Joe Biden is just a dude who's just wanting to skate by and you know, freeload off of some things, take advantages of his position to increase his wealth. I think Walter is very much more like a Hitlerian type of character. Walter's the type of guy who he's a megalomaniac. He's the type of guy who truly believes the world is better under his guidance, that he is superior and that the world needs him. And like I said, I think he really believes he's doing the right thing. And if from his twisted perspective, his brain is making excuses. Like, these are just the bumpy road, as he said in the book, that is necessary to make these changes. Honestly, I think Biden is just like, I use my ability to get a bunch of shares in some Chinese companies, make my family rich, and I get to be president, and it's going to feed my ego. Like, that's it. I don't, and I think, Biden feels like, he's just a slimy politician. That's how I see as Biden. Dragon Majesty says his Ultimates is great too. I'll need to check that out. I haven't really read any of his Marvel stuff. So, all right. Well, this is a long stream. I did 3 books. So I'm going to wrap it up. Hopefully you guys are still awake. It sucks that there's a lot of regulars that I don't see here tonight that would really, really liked this book. It's fantastic. I don't know what you guys would give this a rating. I don't know if I would. Yeah, I'm gonna give this 5 stars. This is a 5-star book in my opinion. Frank Quietly's art is just unbelievable. It's so good, and the writing and art together have to be top notch to get 5 stars. I don't know if you heard it. I was getting choked up in a couple of parts when I was reading. I love good stories of heroism. And I love this kid. This kid is like, he has all the ideology of an innocent. Like, children are the best because hatred and bigotry and things like that, these are traits that are all learned. Children are never born with bigotry or hatred in their hearts. They have to learn it. And that's why I love that scene in the bus where the kids are like, not a word, like they're going to hide this, because in their hearts, I think kids are some of the purest people. They can be bullies and they can be cruel and they can do things, but usually what you find in the malevolence of children is not from true like evil or hatred. It's more of just not understanding the world. It's lack of empathy. Children don't understand what they're doing. And because they don't have any empathy towards, and they can't relate, that they oftentimes can be some of the cruelest people. This is often why computers and robots together, make some of the best villains, because nothing is less empathetic than a machine. And so machines can be very scary villains because it just does what it does, not because it's evil, but because it doesn't feel empathy. And children, as you grow up and you experience life more, your empathy develops and you start caring more. Anyways, but because of that, children are also very innocent. They don't necessarily have corrupted personas to make them want to do evil things. And that's why I loved that when they found out that the kid was a superhero or whatever, they were just like, we're going to hide this, because they truly do understand good and evil. And I just thought that was a really good touch. Millar was on top of his game here. I love that kid. I love the fact, like I said, that Hutch was going to turn into a good guy. Having kids will change your life. I like that he's the sins of the father. He's not his father. I like that Chloe grew up, right? She's just a druggie and a loser, but now she's got a kid. She's been living, how many years? The kid's how old do you think that kid is? At least 10, right? How many years that she's lived? I mean, she's turned her life around, and she's been very humbled, going from superstar status to like having to work in a pencil factory. These are all really strong character defining moments that a writer can put in there to make you understand the motivations and makes you feel for them. In the beginning, you just are like, fuck this girl, Chloe. And at the end, and when she stands by her kid, and I gotta tell you, everything in this kid is what I loved about Jonathan Kent. not to bring around some bitter feelings, but this is what made Jonathan Kent so good. This kid, thank you. I am probably going to go read more Jupiter's Legacy after I end this stream. Because I have the whole thing. I love this. Let's see. Dragon says, I think there's a part 2 volume already. Yeah, there is. I have... Let me double... Oh, wait. There's some more arts here. Some variant covers we get to see. I should probably... Because this is the trade that I own, so... I'll show these off. Well, that's a pretty cool cover. I'm not a big fan of Jacques as an illustrator, but he knows he's got strong composition. Sloppy illustration, but super strong with composition. Amy Reeder. I'm not familiar with this artist. A lot of Brian Hitch covers. Sean Phillips. That's interesting. I didn't know Sean Phillips did a cover. Ian McHugh. More Brian Hitch. Duncan Fegredo. John Cassaday. Yeah, man, when you're Frank Quietly is so good that like these alternate covers didn't really impress me because Frank Quietly is so good. So that was the original Jupiter's Legacy series. There is a sequel series called Jupiter's Legacy 2. Then they did 2 prequel series called Jupiter's Circle. Those have been renamed to Jupiter's Legacy, and they've been renumbered so that they appear in chronological order. So the book that I just read you, even though it's the first published books, Jupiter's Legacy, and my version says Volume 1, it's now called Volume 3, as they've taken the 2 Jupiter Circle books, which chronologically happen earlier when the parents were younger. They're now called Jupiter's Legacy Volume 1 and 2, and then the book I read is now Volume 3, and the sequel is Volume 4. So I read what's now called Volume 3 to you guys because it was the original book that came out. There was no other book, so I knew it would be safe to read. You wouldn't need this backup material. Unfortunately, Quietly only did the modern day stories, and the art Wilfredo Torres does the other ones. He's not quite as good. So yeah, they're seminal work in the genre. Everyone gives it a 5 stars. One of the few times that I actually agree with them. Well, guys, I'm going to wrap this up here. Thank you for joining me. If you're anyone that's still listening, I don't know what I'm going to read next, but I hope I gave you a good taste of Jupiter's Legacy. This is going to be a TV show on Netflix coming out very soon. I'm very much looking forward to it. Now that I know what this is about and where it's going. I love this character. I hope it does it justice. Melissa, I hope you enjoyed it. This feels like a book that you would have really liked. Good night, Maranya, Ed, Lord, Dragon, Melissa, Hex Allen, if you're still there, or anyone else that's listening that didn't type in the chat, or if you happen to be watching this on a replay. Thanks for watching, listening, or however you consumed it, and I'll see you next time.